Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, we actually have a news bulletin. Thousands of turkeys slain in Howling Fjord. We'll have the details in mere moments as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Friends, from the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is November 21st, 2017, and it's now 10:09 in the PM Central. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe, and hello, my name is Pat Crane. I am your host of this show, and we've got a rambunctious panel tonight. Already off to a really great start. From Tauren Think Tank, we have Jules Scott. Jules, hello.
Rambunctious indeed. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Buckle in, my friends. Welcome home, Raiders. It's going to be a good ride.
Nobody does. It's a holiday week. It's a short week, so everybody's kind of goofy. And also from Lagging Balls, we have the instigator of everything. It's Thyst.
Me? That's not fair.
No, it's not. It's not. But that's what I'm going to go with. Because
okay, fine.
I'm not going to blame myself.
Well, because you're the boss of the podcast? Is that it?
I just can control the edit. That's all I can do.
Sure. Okay. I'll make sure you edit your butt off.
Wow. All right.
Hello.
Sounds good. Well, welcome, guys, and thanks for joining me on this Thanksgiving week, on this American Thanksgiving week, Thyst. Or second Thanksgiving, as you know it. I'm sure.
Two's better than one.
Right. Sounds good.
It is.
Right. As we do every week, I would like to catch up with you guys and see what's going on because I like you guys and I want to know what's happening in your gaming world. Jules.
Yes.
I know you've been very, very busy with CTR Guild stuff.
Yes.
As we kind of recover from BlizzCon and all that kind of stuff. What's been going on in your world?
Let's see. So, been doing a lot of kind of, I guess you want to call it post-mortem work after the
sounds so sad.
Ashes. I know it does sound so sad. Well, it is sad. BlizzCon's over, and we gotta clean up all the stuff.
Stop reminding me. Oh,
I know. I'm
It's
sorry.
never over. It's always going on in your heart.
Well, what I always say is, okay, BlizzCon is over. Now let's count down to BlizzCon.
Exactly. And considering that Pat and I do this every day, counting down to BlizzCon, we're literally just planning everything for next year already. So it's been pretty busy doing that. And then in the meantime, I've been doing some guest hosting on a couple of other podcasts. I have been doing some HGC recaps for the Nerf This podcast, which is the Turner E-League owned eSports podcast.
Yep, that's pretty cool, man.
Really cool opportunity for me to talk about my obsession with HGC. And we've just been doing a ton of stuff for just getting actually ready for 2018. Pat and I have like all this secret stuff.
You guys got secrets?
Yeah, we got secrets. We're gonna let people in on these secrets as we get going as well.
Yeah, like one of them is gonna get like somewhat revealed tonight, not all the way, but somewhat.
Well, I'm a bit of a tease.
Taking off his shirt?
I'm a bit of a tease.
It.
Just a little bit. Just like I'm gonna just lift the sleeve a little bit. That's about it. So we'll get into that in a minute.
Hey Pat,
we've got fun stuff going on. Yeah, Thyst.
You're like a podcast guy. Can you tell when somebody is a podcasting nude, like versus wearing clothes? Like, can you hear that in the audio? Is that a thing?
Well, if it's a known thing, then maybe.
But like, what if nobody knew?
What I'm curious about is why do you ask?
I don't know. I thought
do you have plans? I mean, I know that you just had the rated G show for lagging balls. It really wasn't a rated G show at all. It was just like you just bleeped out the stuff that
That's not true. I just made a few mistakes.
You tried.
I tried really hard. I got about 8 minutes in.
Yeah, it was like 8 minutes, and then you just kind of let loose, and it was just like, screw it.
That's not true. That's not true. I tried real hard, Pat. Real hard.
Well, I could tell that Thorn was trying. Trying, and he didn't even lose the bet. So
that's true.
Yeah.
It was kind of unfair for him, but yeah, you're right.
It really was. As I hear it, people actually responded very positively to your clean-ish show.
Yeah, it's either they liked it better or they just like to listen to us struggle, which is also fine. I get that. Right. I would want to as well.
It's probably a little bit of both.
Most likely. Yeah. It usually is, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know that before the first 8 minutes, well, actually during that clean period, during the 8 minute period, that first 8 minute window, it was actually pretty funny. Just kind of seeing how you guys adjusted to everything. So if nothing else, just listen to the first 8 minutes and you will keep laughing and you'll listen for the rest of the show just because you were laughing so hard during that first 8 minutes.
You'll hate it.
No.
And in which case, we'll be back to our regular scheduled explicit programming next week.
Well, that's always a thing. What's been going on in game with you?
Well, I've just been doing BGs like crazy, taking advantage of the BG bonus week event going on right now, and the Deep Six Brawl, and we did some PvPing last night. In fact, I don't know if you remember, it was a few hours ago.
Yeah, I think I PvP'd my pants.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Wait! You got Pat to PvP?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know why?
What?
Wait, it stopped playing. Why isn't it playing? Oh, it's all the way, the volume's all the way down. Here we go.
You're down with PvP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with PvP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with PvP. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with PvP?
As long as I don't go resto, I don't die as much.
That's true. But then I don't get any heals, so. Yep. Yeah, it's fine, though. As long as you want to stay alive, that's all that matters. I mean, I know that your PvP-ness isn't as big as mine, so.
Wow. Yep. Well, it happens.
It does.
Right. I'm not elite like you.
No.
But you will be. Especially in BGs and stuff like that. But it was fun to jump in there, and I actually cleared the quest, so I got my 4 wins, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Now I got to go away.
You'll be back.
That's
You're hooked.
awesome.
You just don't know it yet.
And now I'm out of here. I'll see you later. Right.
End game. Uninstall.
Yeah. Just gonna get rid of it. That's what I do. No, but that was fun, and I know that this week did a bunch of mythic pluses and some raiding and some other stuffs, and
that's right.
Everybody's getting ready because next week, guys, new raid. And we'll talk about it a little bit.
I think like when Tomb of Sargeras came out, like the day it came out was like the first time I was ever on CTR, or it was like the first or second time. And I was conflicted because I wanted to be like super prepared for the show and seem like smart and responsible and stuff. But on the other hand, like I really just wanted to go and try the raid, just like go in and see it and stuff. So I kind of did both. Which resulted in me like knowing a lot about a little bit of the raid and then knowing very little about all of the rest of the stuff we were talking about.
Yep. And it's okay. Because we do this show on Tuesdays, we're only going to know so much, especially when that stuff first drops. We know it's coming up. We know it's going to be next week. We know it's going to be probably really, really green. Actually, we do know that it's going to be very, very green. So, a lot of fell stuff, and it should be fun.
It will be.
It will be, guaranteed.
Guarantee. I personally guarantee it right now.
Wow. And I've been catching up with all the Fat Boss guides and stuff like that because all those videos, because they are usually the first on the market. And they're good.
And
so
it's the best way to learn right before a raid. Like that's what my team always does. We always say, before this comes out, watch every fight a few times, see what it looks like. You're not going to remember what to do when we get in there, but as long as you see what it looks like, it'll help you a lot. So that's a good tip if you're going to raid.
It is. It is. All right. Now, before we actually start talking about this raid, which we already did, but I'm going to ignore that. Let's go back a little bit because I do have a couple of notes before we actually get into the news part of the news. Number one is that we, Jules and I, are going to have a Minnesota meetup Sunday, December 10th, 2 p.m. in Uptown, Minneapolis, at the Uptown Barcade, and then that's going to be, and then we're going to probably swing over to the Herkimer. Everybody knows about the Herkimer. It is a real place. It doesn't sound like a real place, but it is a real place in Uptown Minneapolis. So,
and if you forget the name, just remember Herkimer, and you're done. That's all you gotta need.
Right.
So,
do this.
Sure.
As somebody who's never been to one of these things, can you like kind of just walk me through what like if I was gonna go, like what would I expect? Like what's happening?
You would expect there to be drinks at your leisure, right? If you go to the Uptown Barcade, it's video games, hangouts, and probably beer is probably the easiest thing. But I mean, they have a full selection as always. And then we just hang out and have a good time, and it's kind of reminiscent of the CTR party, except on a much, much smaller scale.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
there's the barcade is actually a full on retro arcade, so you could kind of get lost in there playing a bunch of different video games.
Galaga.
And then pinball, lots of pinball, which I love. And then afterwards we go and walk down the street, which is just a block away, to the Herkimer.
And then
and
we hang out over there for a while, and we give away prizes, and we take a look at our prize closet, and we say, oh, here's some stuff we can give away. Here's some stuff I can get out of my house, and we give stuff
some old
away.
Snow pants and stuff.
Yeah.
And
No, we do have toques. I don't think we have any toques left. I think we got rid of all the toques.
Oh no, I think there's a couple in there. I want to say there's like 2 in there. Yeah,
those are important.
So there's those, and then we have like some shot glasses and some other. I don't know what we have. We might have some. Anyway, so
it's just like like a friendly hangout. Like I was picturing like clubbing and like women and like money being thrown.
And then we get on the CTR G6 airplane and we fly to Turkey.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what I was. Yeah, okay.
Right. Just cause.
I don't want to do that.
Right.
Come on out, just G6 baby.
Another thing that we have coming up. So that's December 10th in Uptown Minneapolis, and also in December we have something going on here for the show, and it will be online as well. I'm going to be somewhat vague about this because you got to listen. You got to listen. You got to pay attention, guys. We're going to be doing some Winter Veil celebrating throughout the month of December, and you guys can participate and win stuff. So I'm not saying what kind of stuff yet, but some of it's really good.
Yep.
We have a grand prize that we are super psyched about, and everybody who enters can win that stuff, and it's gonna be good. There's more details and stuff like that as we approach December, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up. Winter Veil has never been celebrated like this before on CTR, and we want you to join us. So there.
Nice.
Yes.
And
you'll want to listen to the show in December because I know that gets super busy, crazy time. Listen to the show in December, guys.
And we'll only have like 3 shows in December because then it's the holidays and
yeah.
Aw.
Between like the 20th and the end of the month, things get busy. For me.
All right.
It's tough to do.
That's getting busy in December.
That's right. But something to look forward to for you guys out there winning stuff with CTR. So let's move on to the news. And first up, we'll deal with World of Warcraft.
A clever strategy.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about Antorus, the Burning Throne. Now, this is going to be next week, as we were talking about before.
I mean, yes.
What can people expect out of Antorus?
Well, we're going deep inside of Argus, and I'm excited about that. I've always been wondering, like, what's inside its creamy middle? Is it vanilla?
Sure.
Is it some kind of custard? I don't know, but apparently it's a raid. Don't you ever wonder that about planets? It's like, what's in the middle?
Well, it wouldn't be vanilla. I mean, that would have been,
Yeah, vanilla's kind
that
of
would have
like
been 50 levels
2019 kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I guess not vanilla.
Right.
That's a tricky word these days. Like
I
you
know.
can't just go throwing the word vanilla around.
Nope.
Or ice cream or
Right.
flavor.
Mm-mm.
Anyway.
Mm-mm.
But we've got 11 new bosses, and I'm so ready for this. And this is going to cap off the expansion, so you know it's going to be amazing. And apparently, like, this thing is going to feature the Vindicar. So, like, we're going to have to, like, get around in this raid on a spaceship sometimes, as far as I understand.
Wow.
Which is blowing my mind. Like, I can't. That's like unprecedented. I can't figure that out.
Warcraft
So.
in space. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we'll be in
And then laser
space
beams.
inside
Pew,
of a.
pew, pew, pew. Sorry.
Pew, pew, pew. But I was looking at all the bosses, and the one that caught my eye was the dude. What's his name? He lost all of his skin. Very Mathrus. Very Mathrus. In
He's
the
not
Chamber
just-
of Anguish.
He's not just Mathras, he's very Mathras.
Yes, he's very Manthras, and
I got
I can
it.
just I'm seeing all of the memes coming out of here, like the second boss, I think, the Fellhounds of Sargeras.
Yeah.
Their names are Tharg and Shatug. Like I'm just waiting on that. That's gonna be great.
Tharg?
But this
Tharg.
skinless boss, he's got moves called Misery and Alone in the Darkness. And I don't know about you guys, but like my raid team loves to make jokes about like edgelords and being super angsty and stuff. So I'm calling it now. I think this boss is going to be a huge meme.
Could be. I mean, I'm looking at the character right now. It's
It's gross.
it's pretty gross.
Yeah. But I'm excited. That drops the 28th. So if you don't have this raid tier completed, you might want to make that a priority this week, if that's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't know. Raiding is like the thing that I'm most excited to do in World of Warcraft, and so like I can't even tell you just how excited I am for everything to come out.
Well, yeah, and so I've been looking at this kind of all afternoon long. If you guys don't know what we're looking at, just go to worldofwarcraft.com. They have a preview for Antorus up there, and they kind of run through all the bosses and the description of each boss and what they are all about.
I think I said 28th, but I meant 29th, and that's when normal and heroic difficulties drops.
So I think you're looking at the EU stuff. So it's Tuesday for the States, Wednesday for EU.
Got it.
And other places. So adjust as needed, I guess.
I will.
Well, good. And so we have, as far as the release dates go, so next week is normal and heroic. The week following is going to be Mythic difficulty and Raid Finder Wing 1. We talked about this last week too. And then every couple of weeks they're going to release a new Raid Wing, which is cool. So that middle of January we'll have that fourth LFR wing done.
Mm-hmm.
So that, if you're not up to that point yet, you can look ahead and see what those fights entail.
Yeah. And
If you
apparently
wish.
we're going to be upgrading our legendaries once again.
Right.
The same way we've been doing it this time with Awoken Titan Essences, and we'll be upgrading them to level 1000, which I'm really excited for.
It feels kind of weird. Not
It
gonna
does.
lie.
But it's cool. Like, I want everything to be level 1000, and then take a screenshot and just have that forever.
Right. And then they're going to do an item level nerf. They've got to at some point, right? Are they doing that for?
They're going to. Ian says it's a very inelegant system right now, and they're just going to try to simplify it. Like, because we can't just we can't just keep going, you know?
Right.
Like, I feel like 1,000 is something that we've been slowly building towards over all of these expansions, and now, you know, that's enough. Now it's enough. We're good. We can go back. We can reset. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
I think I would like it a lot. It just feels a little much. And also all the damages that are going out.
True.
You know, so just a stat and number squish just all around and just make it feel like, I don't know, like Cataclysm numbers. It'd probably be okay.
Yeah. I wonder if it'll feel nostalgic or if, you know, it won't matter. Just like, oh man, I remember when this was a big number.
I mean, they've done this before. So they did the stat squish a few years ago, and I didn't notice it at all. Not really.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal at all. It's just the fact that like we have reached 1,000 finally, and you know that's a cool thing. But it doesn't matter.
Over 1,000.
No, just 1,000.
Oh, all right.
You misunderstood what I was saying.
Sorry. We hit 1,000. Now it's time to rewind the clock a little bit.
You are schooled, Pat Crane.
Yep.
Yeah, who's the boss of the podcast now?
I never said I was the boss because I know I'm not. I'm just the guy that calls everybody. I'm just the podcast organizer. I just hang out here, just see what you guys are up to. That's it. On top of this, so last week we also had the WoW Q&A, and we at Thyst, you joined me for that one. Thank you very much for that. We did a little special report on the Q&A in particular. Now that we've had a few days away from that, was there anything in particular that stuck out for you during that Q&A or since then that's kind of come around?
Well, Ian just looked really great that day. He had that really cool sweater I've never seen before. It said World of Warcraft on it. Are you talking about? Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, I understand that there's a fascination with Ian Hazzikostas that you have, and I don't understand, but I know it's important to you. So
sure.
But was there anything else from the Q&A?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the Q&A yet, they do not talk about any WoW Classic stuff. They say it up front. They're not ready to make any declarations about it, but they are open to discussing it. They want to talk with the community and amongst the WoW team and just sort of like try to figure out what vanilla means to people and what vanilla means to them, and like, you know, what flavor of vanilla are they going to serve up at the ice cream parlor? You know, it's like metaphors.
Right.
But shortly before the Q&A came out, Ian was interviewed by someone that I can't remember, but that interview kind of blew up on Twitter because Ian said that there would not be any tier sets in BFA.
Right. And
people were freaking out. You know, rightly so. I mean, that's weird. Like, when has that ever happened?
Yeah, right. Exactly. That hasn't happened ever.
Yeah.
They started tier sets in the very first raid, right? So, yeah.
As far as I know. So they're taking a different approach. And so with the Azerite system and the Heart of Azeroth, that's going to add a lot of customization to armor. So they're taking the amount of set options and creating something more accessible to more people. And they've got the artists spending their time making, usually spending time making class sets and not focusing on like how armor might look if it dropped from the raid that we're experiencing, you know?
Right.
So they want to kind of try to like switch the focus from class tier sets to just all of the new gear in general and have it look like where it's dropped from. And that's going to allow like a lot of different pieces to be available to a lot more people. And so like transmog enthusiasts are going to have a lot more to work with when creating cool looks and stuff like that. And I think it's going to add a lot.
I like it.
Totally.
I like
it.
it.
I'm going to have to delete a few of my custom sets.
Oh no.
Apparently. And just, but anyway, so there's going to be more appearances than ever before, as opposed to a bunch of like re-tier colors and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that. I feel like gear in World of Warcraft is always an art, you know, like the designs and just the way that you can like take pieces from multiple different expansions, and that's like decades ago, and just like weave them together. Like I'm just really excited for this to kind of blow up a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when there's no tier sets.
I know that so for transmog, I found out the perfect look. Really, for me. Of course, it's not for everybody. If I can make my druids look like they're hobos, I'm on the right track. So like the tier
art imitating real life,
like kind of. So if it looks like my resto druid like stumbled out of the bushes, kind of dazed, and go, "What is going on?" then we're on the right track. So I have like the tier.
Is that
yeah.
Your problem is that your druid looks like he's been like getting dollar bills put in his G-string. I mean, that's
there is that too.
That's what your druid's been looking like forever.
That's because so I use the tier 1 druid shoulders. You know, it just looks like tree branches, right? And then the tier 1 helm, which is basically just horns. And then I mix that with the warlord's garrison. Was it garrison? Armor that you got. It was just like in your home base, right? And I did that for transmog. But the problem with the druid stuff is that it is a little skimpy. It does look a little not G-string-ish, but it's closer to that than anything else, right?
G-string-ish.
Yeah. G-string-ish.
Okay. I don't know if that's a problem.
I think that's a G.
In game or outside of game.
So when you're dancing, when you do the dance emote with a night elf that is looking like that, it can be viewed in multiple ways.
Cool.
Dollar bills.
Yep.
You're hanging out.
Dollar bills, yo.
Goldshire, Moonguard.
Yep.
Dancing around.
Yep. Just go to Moonguard.
Yep. We still have to do that. Both of you are totally welcome to join the guild on a Moonguard night. We go to Goldshire.
That sounds dangerous.
Hang out. Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but it's always a good time.
I remember seeing. Never mind. I'm not going to get into that here. I'm not going to get into that here. But I've seen some really stupid, funny videos that come from that area. So it's pretty hilarious. Anywho, we should probably move on. We were talking about, World of Warcraft. Right. Let's get back into that. Now we also have WoW's 13th anniversary. Last week it was the ICC and, it was Wrath and Warlords birthdays. And this week it's the 13th anniversary. So congratulations, World of Warcraft.
Yay.
And you have to do like quests and stuff, right? What's going on? What's going on, Thyst?
So you go to the mailbox and you get a celebration package, and that gives you a tabard that you can stick on for an hour, and it increases your rep with whatever by 13%, because 13%. So you put that on, and then you get a quest, and you go to Orgrimmar or wherever if you're Alliance, and you get 2 dailies to do, and the first daily is a World of Warcraft lore question, so you have to do that and keep doing it until you get it right. Yeah.
If you played the game at all, it's pretty super easy.
If you've been playing for 13 years, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But then you get another daily to go and kill 3 dragons. Well, not 3 dragons, but 3 world bosses. And it's not easy. They are difficult world bosses. Lord Kazakh is in there. Az-Where-Gos. I'm not saying that right, but I like to say
Az-Where-Gos.
Az-Where-Gos.
Or Az-Where-Gos, either way.
And one of the 4 green dragons.
I kind of like your way better.
Az-Where-Gos.
Az-Where-Gos.
You have to watch out because I'll spit mana draining ice at you.
Sounds like he's a romantic lover.
Yeah.
Az-Where-Gos.
You just have to watch out for his butt and his face because he's a dragon. But the green dragons, it's one of the green dragons. It's the dragons of Nightmare. and they can spawn in Forellis, Duskwood, Hinterlands, or Ashenvale, depending on the day.
Mhm.
So definitely bring a group with you. Use the looking for group tool. You cannot do this by yourself. They are world bosses, but they drop some cool things. They drop some really cool, like old school looking transmog. What's the item level on those things? It's like 900.
900,
Yeah.
yeah.
Excellent.
So that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, you can get some decent gear and all that kind of good stuff. And really, Lord Kazakh is not that bad, I don't think. I mean, you go in there with a group of folks, you're fine.
Kazakh's more of a tank and spank.
Az-Where-Gos, the Latin lover dragon, he throws around a lot of ice, right?
Yeah.
So
and drains your mana if you have any.
God.
So
that's what it was. It was the mana thing. It, like, steals mana from you so you can't kill him.
Yeah. Funny how that happens.
So bring a lot of non-casters to that one. And then I think when I did it, it was Emrys was up. And that was hard. That was
that the mushroom one?
Yeah. Even with a full group of people, we were just everybody, like half the raid would just die because
There's
they were turned into mushrooms.
Of fungus going on, man.
Yeah.
Don't stand in anything.
And
ever.
I was a fun guy. Yeah. So I waited all week just for that joke.
You are so fired for that.
I know. See, I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss. It's just whatever. But it was fun, but it was definitely like the last one was like a very difficult boss, and I was surprised at how difficult it was. I was like,
totally.
Really?
And remember, if you're on a PvP server, while they still exist, it's an excellent resource for world PvP if you're into that. Or if you're not, watch out for world PvP.
Right. And then also watch out for Az-Where-Gos.
Az-Where-Gos.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Anything else going on in WoW that you can think of there, Thyst?
There's
Jules.
like a few more hours of the Deep Six Brawl if you're interested. You only have to win one to get the quest. It's difficult, but you can do it. I believe in you. All of you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't
for
talking to you,
believing.
though.
I know. Oh, I already did it anyway, so it's fine.
See, if Pat can do it, so can you.
Let's talk some Overwatch.
Now we're cooking with gas.
That's right. Up on the PTR right now is the new map called Blizzard World. Yeah! And seriously, guys, I like it. When they first announced it, I was like, I need this in my life. I would like this near my home, probably in Mall of America, because that would be the easiest, best thing, right? And I'm still thinking that would be fun. Although the map was a lot smaller than I wanted it to be.
You want to know a little secret?
Huh.
When we watched this whole cinematic teaser about Blizzard Watch during the opening ceremonies at BlizzCon, I honestly thought they were showing it as a reveal for the real thing.
Oh, that would have been great.
And I was like, what is this? And then I realized it was a map.
Yeah.
And I felt so dumb.
Oh, it was so cool, though.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. But I was so disappointed because I really, 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 really thought it was like, this is the concept art for the new Blizzard world that's being announced at BlizzCon.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's what the heart wants, right?
My heart wants it.
That's what my heart wants, too. I want it to be real. I want it to be real, and I want it to be close to my home.
Yep.
Just because I want to jump on the Hellscream roller coaster, and then I'm going to lose my wallet because there's a bunch of loop-de-loops in there. And so I'll go down to the Lost and Found Vikings and, pick it up there and see what else is in store. There were a bunch. Somebody had a lot of fun with this map.
Oh, yeah. Everybody did.
Yeah. There were... Jules, what did you see in there? What were some of the things that you found in there?
Okay, credit goes to Polygon.com for these.
Oh, okay.
But Blizzard's Dave Adams said that there was a couple of things. Like if you go into the Diablo section of the park, Deckard Cain will warn Torbjorn that he's not tall enough to ride the attractions.
Right. I like that.
He'll also promote, Deckard Cain will also promote the Lord of Terroir, a wine bar. Terroir. And a lounge that serves Lute Galen's finest vintages.
Ooh.
There's also, if you go to the Diablo area and you destroy some of the barrels that are around there, you might actually hear the legendary drop sound now and then.
Mm.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
I didn't know that. Did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then Polygon also unearthed that in the spawn rooms, there's a Hearthstone Tavern and a Heroes Arcade, the arcade parlor with Murloc skee-ball lanes and an Az-Where-Gos basketball machine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the leaderboards, it includes initials for Overwatch's Soldier 76 and Diva and a score for 9,999 for Sombra, implying that she has naturally hacked the high score table.
Of course she did. Of course she did. Thyst, did you see anything in there? Any little cool Easter egg things?
Oh, so much. I was kind of disappointed. You said the map was smaller than you anticipated, and it really was. Like I saw the map within the map, so like the park map, and you can look at it and you can see all of the things. And I'm standing in the little Stormwind area. I'm like, okay, I guess this is fun, sure. But I want to go to Horde Land. I want to go over there. So I hopped on Farah and tried to fly over there, and you cannot go over there.
No, you can. So, you can actually. There's a Horde flag that you can see kind of flying in the distance, and you can actually shoot rockets at it though. Because I jumped on Farah as well.
Don't do that. That's disrespectful.
No. That's fine. That's fine. It's totally cool.
But my favorite Easter egg is they covered it at BlizzCon, but it's this great big green book called The Green Hills of Stranglethorn.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's made its way into Overwatch. I like that. It's already in Hearthstone. It's in Hearthstone if you played through the tutorial. You gotta.
Yeah, it's just showing up everywhere, and it makes sense for Overwatch because Jeff Kaplan invented that quest, the quest in which you have to find 15 individual pages.
Right.
Of a book, and you would probably just end up spending all of your Lobi gold at the auction house trying to obtain them.
I say this every time that we talk about Jeff Kaplan. Everybody loves Jeff Kaplan. However, with that knowledge, I now love him only very slightly less. Only very slightly less. Because that was years ago that I had to look for it, and now thankfully, when I'm leveling a new tune, I don't have to do that.
Yeah. Thankfully, but there it is now in Blizzard world for all of eternity. But yeah, no, it's just an amazing map. The whole thing is an Easter egg. You can shoot the balloons and they go up in the air. The Asmodunk skee ball thing actually works. You can get it to work. If you turn up the music way loud, like depending on where you are in the park, it plays music from the different Blizzard games, and it's so cool that like all of in this futuristic world, like all of the games and Blizzard exist except Overwatch, because obviously Overwatch is not a game in the Overwatch universe. But I'm looking forward to. I didn't actually play it today. I just went and did a custom map by myself and just walked around and tried to take it all in.
Yep.
But it's beautiful, and I wish it was real, and it's like every Blizzard fan's dream come true.
And I like how they have like the Griffin ride. I mean, they actually have rides that kind of go around.
Yeah, you can sit on it.
They're not fun rides, but you can.
I read about some people trying to put turrets on the Griffin ride, and apparently it doesn't work that well, but it can work a little bit well.
Nice.
But I wouldn't recommend it because everybody's going to do that.
Right. But it is kind of fun. So I mean, you can walk around there and you can really get lost. It's surprisingly bigger than I anticipated, and like especially when you get towards the end of the because it's a payload map, right? So you have to.
It's a hybrid.
Well, yeah. So you escort the payload at the end. And when you're getting toward the end, the space actually opens up quite a bit as well. Even though you're going inside, it feels like it's going to narrow down, but it doesn't. It's this huge place, so it's great. I like it. I don't know what was funny, but that's all right.
Nothing's funny.
I'll just
was
move
funny.
on. No,
do you have a video for this, Pat?
I did. I recorded a video of the Blizzard world, but then I couldn't find it when it came down to it right before the show.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So maybe I'll insert it into the VOD version. Probably not.
Okay.
But and that's only because I'm really, really lazy.
Aren't we all?
So
Like, you're just gonna go and play Blizzard World after this, so.
right, everybody's just gonna play it, and everybody knows what's going on. By the way, when I was going through the map, I really had to go to the bathroom, so I went down to where the bathrooms were, and I couldn't tell which door to open because they both had murlocs on them, and no, I couldn't tell which was the men's and which was the women's. It's just the little murlocs rooms.
I don't think Murlocs care about that kind of stuff, you know?
Probably not.
I think they all identify as Murlocs, and that's it.
You may be
They
right.
truly are just so advanced. Except for their living conditions, I mean.
Right.
Their little huts next to the water.
Right. And their mentality of anytime that you get near them, they attack you. Yeah. Stuff like that.
To be fair, we have killed a lot of Murlocs for 13 years.
I suppose.
Just saying. I mean, we kind of deserve it.
I suppose you're right. Let's talk a little bit about Moira, or however you want to pronounce her name. You can do it however you wish.
Wait,
And
what else would you call her?
people are slaughtering
Just
this name. I mean,
butchering
it's
it.
What?
crazy.
It's Moira.
It's
What-
Myra.
where are you going
It's
with
Myra. It's Moira. It's
Mira.
Mira.
Yeah, it's just, I've heard
It's
everything.
Mulan.
Wow.
It's, it's not Mulan. It's not Mulan.
Could be.
But well, it might be. Who knows? But
not.
she's now live. She's now live. So congratulations for that. And she's totally OP.
Oh, yeah.
Totally OP. So it's kind of weird having new support in that is OP as well, isn't it? I mean, because we're used to people like going in and grabbing DPS right away or whatever, and now they're like, nope, Moira's gone. She's just gone. So then you need a tank, get like 3 tanks, and Moira, and you're set. Right? Is that the way the meta is shifting? Anyone? Uh-oh. Thyst?
There you are.
Oh,
Huh.
did I short out a little bit? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes.
So, Thyst, what is the new meta with Moira in the system?
Well, she's only been out for a little while, but
Okay.
from what I gather, she has the potential to sort of tip the scales a little bit when it comes to the Mercy meta and how rampant that has been in the Overwatch community lately. She can actually do more healing than Mercy, but not over a long period of time, just in short bursts. So the problem is that people have kind of been confusing her as one of those support heroes that is totally able to do DPS, which is not really a thing that exists. It's kind of like they're using her as a Soldier 76 kind of character, which is not the case. Her damage is not strong enough to make her like a battle Moira, like some people think they're battle Mercies, which is not a thing that exists in the game ever. Her orbs, like her damage orbs, are a great finisher. She's really good at, annoying the team, but you absolutely do not want to stand in front of your team with Moira. You don't want to use her as your main source of damage, because she is a healer and you have to use her healing spells. I call them spells. I think they call them abilities in Overwatch. But as far as the meta goes,
Because she's not saying Expelliarmus or anything like that. She's just,
exactly. Well,
yeah.
I'm a mage, so that's just kind of what I go to. But
Right.
as far as the meta goes, she is an exciting new hero, and every time a new hero drops, like, they're the new hotness, no matter what, even if they're super OP or not OP. It seems like with Moira, she's just been designed really well, and she's not a massively difficult character to play.
Mhm.
So like that balance mixed with accessibility for most players is making her super popular, and that's causing like this weird chain of reaction throughout the community, because like all of these support mains who are like super excited to play Moira aren't being able to play Moira when they would usually be able to play support. So they're going into these matches and support is being snatched up. So they're like, okay, now I have to figure something else out, which is probably a good thing, you know, as far as it lasts. The other thing is with the patch, Ana got a buff, a slight. Well, it's not a slight buff, but it seems slight. Her biotic rifle does, I believe, 70 instead of 60 damage.
Okay.
So that's like the difference between shooting somebody 3 times and 4 times. So if somebody's standing still and she's shooting them, she can get them down in 3 shots instead of 4. So
right.
Like that doesn't seem like a lot, but it can make a huge difference. So now we've got Ana being a little bit more powerful, and we've got Moira, the new hotness, well designed, a really fantastic, accessible character. So with those 2 supports in this really great position, Mercy's not looking so great. And what they did with Mercy is they gave her res a casting time. And you know, for people, you know, who play other Blizzard games, especially WoW, that's a normal thing, you know, like when you're resing or casting a spell, usually it takes a little bit of time. Mercy's res took no time, but now it takes 1.75 seconds. So she has to stand there for 1.75 seconds and hopefully not die or get stunned while she's resing.
Right.
So Mercy mains are kind of freaking out over that, because that sucks for Mercy mains, but it's good for the rest of the game, because you know that is an OP move, and as long as Mercy can res people, like she's going to be in the meta no matter what. And I'm not saying that this is changing the meta, but it's definitely making people think twice before they pick her immediately. That being said, her res is instant when she's ulting, but only when she's ulting. Yep. And her speed is increased.
Well, and I think that this is actually one of the smartest moves that they've done with Overwatch. And,
I agree.
And really trying to figure out that Mercy thing, because Mercy was just so powerful for so long, like needed in the game. When you're playing against anybody, really, it doesn't even matter. You're like, yes, I want instant res. Yes, it totally makes sense, and I want to, you know, fly around and heal people, which is great, which is awesome. But now, thankfully, cast times will, make that it's not really a thing of the past, but it'll definitely make people pause and make sure that they know what's going on with Mercy before they play her.
Absolutely.
Well,
so
they're also going to actually bring in a couple of the other supports now too.
Exactly.
Instead of having to require you to have a Mercy on your team, which, you know, so it was always like, okay, Mercy Lucio. That's pretty much what people were doing if they were going double support. Now it's going to be, you know, probably Mercy Moira for a while. It's going to be the meta that's going to stick for a while. But that is a pretty darn powerful combination. And I don't know, as a Mercy player, that cast time for the res is going to change strategy quite a bit. You got to make sure that you are being very smart where you're positioning, because 1.75 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when you've swooped in on a payload that's trying to get to that end point, and all of a sudden there's someone in there that's going to hit you with a stun and knock you out of that res, and now you're back on cooldown again. That sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No more Mercy suicide missions, like going in and sacrificing herself, you know, like now it's just going to be, it's going to be interesting to see like how like people playing against that use that to their advantage. Like, are they gonna wait until they see the Mercy like going to res the best player on the team or the tank or something? Are they gonna just like stun her and then kill her and how are Mercy mains going to deal with this? Like a lot of them on Reddit were saying it feels like they're lagging, you know, like they're going to have to get over that feeling and kind of work that into their play style now. But yeah, I think this is for the best. I think that Mercy, and I've said this before, is far from finished being tweaked, because she has the most powerful ability in the game, the one that turns the tide more than any other thing. So.
Well, they can always play with the cast times and stuff like that, and you know, if it's really not working, if it's really feeling slow, if it's really feeling like total garbage or whatever, they can always just kind of adjust it. And the nice thing with Overwatch is you can adjust it by like a quarter of a second, and that makes all the difference in the world because this game is so twitchy. It's just so fast that, you know, even that short amount of time can really mean that make the difference in whether or not you get that res off or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Hearthstone.
Well met.
Just real quick, Kobolds and Catacombs, we have card reveals now, but it's kind of weird, right, Jules?
Yes, you've got a full-on schedule that's this week, and there's just a bunch of different streamers that are revealing cards, one card a day, one card per streamer, I should say. It's like multiple times a day this is happening. And there's going to be a week 2 schedule coming out in a couple days. I think the 24th is what they said. And so, like, I mean, because there's a lot. There's like 100 and some odd crazy amounts of cards, and they're giving one card to each revealer.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Revealer?
Sure.
I've been called that before.
I've been called that before as well.
Not surprised.
Actually, early in the show, I was called a revealer, I think. So
Yeah, I called you that this morning when you showed me a sausage.
wow. It was an actual sausage. Look at that.
Yes, it was.
So it's kind of weird. So just be looking to the schedules that are posted on Hearthstone, and you can figure it out. I mean, if you really want to be up on it, be knowledgeable about all the different cards that are as they are revealed. You can do that. Check out their calendar, and as we were saying before the show, it actually kind of looks a little bit like an advent calendar. Kind of looks like one of those things with the doors, and you open it up, and there's candy inside or something like that. So
yeah,
delicious
candy.
You know, it's all
or a Hearthstone card.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if Ben Bro just sat in front of a camera and did like flashcards. It's like, oh, look at this one. Look at this. Maybe he could rap about all of them.
Oh no more raps.
That could be
Ben.
a thing.
Ben,
No.
No, I like Ben. I like that he stood up and rapped at BlizzCon. I thought that was great in kind of the get to know the devs section of BlizzCon. I thought that was really a lot of fun. But the second rap that he produced just seemed to go on forever. And I would think that with all these cards that they're revealing, that this could be an epic rap if he were to reveal all of them. And yeah,
challenge accepted.
I'm not sure that I want that, but that's me. So
yeah, that's your opinion.
That's my opinion. But yeah, I mean, be looking to the schedule and be keeping an eye on Twitter, because I'm sure they're going to be talking about them there as well. So there. But it's kind of exciting getting ready for a new thing, and that's coming out next week. December.
I think it's like December 7th.
It's like the first or second week. Yeah. So,
what did I put in last week's show notes? Because it was there.
Well, it was
December 7th. Yeah.
Well,
That's
wasn't.
The rumor.
Yeah, the rumor is December 7th. So, yeah. But who knows if that's true or not? Let's see. I think that is all that we have. I know that last week we kind of talked about a little bit about the Heroes of the Storm performance-based matchmaking stuff. Was there anything new on that? Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Before we talk about this, I need to talk about Hearthstone.
Rubbish.
Tracer's in there, sure. So, Jules, was there anything that was released this week on the performance-based matchmaking stuff at all?
Well, a full-on blog came out by Blizzard,
okay,
and it was yesterday, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was a full FAQ, a full explanation of what actually is the performance-based matchmaking, and it's a really good read. You can go to us.battle.net heroes and check out the blog on this. It's pretty comprehensive. The TLDR version, though. Big performance matchmaking changes are happening. It's not just a win-loss ratio anymore. It's your individual performance based on the hero that you're playing compared to other players who are playing that same character. So everybody's got their own stats. You know, certain things are going to be more important than others for certain characters.
Sure.
So they're looking at that and then doing the comparison for the MOR. And to be clear, it's about how much MMR you're going to gain or lose based on your performance contributions. It's not that if you lose, you'll gain MMR. It's not happening like that. Like if you lose, you're not getting any MMR, but you might lose less if you performed better.
Okay. So the question that I have for you is this, and I don't know this, but have they ever cleared MMR? Have they just cleared it and just said, you know what? We're going to start you over again because we realized that those guys that started at the beginning, now they have really wacky MMR and we don't know exactly what's happening with it. And those guys that are later, yeah. I mean, they need to clear this thing if they're going to make it really work, right?
Oh, I've been begging for this for years because as a newbie player, I was definitely learning how to play a whole MOBA scenario, making mistakes and, screwing up. And then that was affecting who I was being matched with, which then again, as I improved, I wasn't getting the matches that players were improving with me. Mm-hmm. And my other problem is that I spent a lot of time playing with new players on my own. Like I may have improved as a player, but I was playing with brand new people and we were losing, which then tanked my MMR. It's so bad that I cannot get a match to match my skill level in any point. So I'm at this point right now where I just feel like, at least with this performance-based matchmaking, I might have a shot of being able to dig myself out of MMR hell.
This is one of the things that I love about games like Rocket League, where after every single season, they just wipe the MMR clean and they say, guess what? You got to do 10 matches again. And you'll get to where right around where you need to be, especially if you are that good, or if you're a starting player, you'll probably end up here, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand what the big deal is.
I don't either, because this is something that players have asked for over and over and over, and it has stopped me from playing any type of competitive heroes because I cannot get a decent match with players that are playing at my skill level because the fact that my MMR does not match my improved skill as a player over time. I've learned, I've changed, I've studied, I've, done these things to get better, but I can't get better because these players that I'm playing with are not better.
And Garrisar is in chat is saying, why don't they, they do this with Warcraft, why not other games? And I don't know. Hearthstone, they kind of do, right? Because you get to wherever you're at and you can kind of, you lose some rank going into the next month or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how their other systems work with, competitive stuff, but they kind of do that with Hearthstone. They should do that with all the other games. I don't understand why they don't do it because it's just going to make the game a lot more even, you'd think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would help.
MMR bums me out.
What's that?
It bums me out.
It bums you out.
It's hard to play with my friends in Overwatch.
Yeah.
Because they play so much and they get better and then I can't play with them.
Yes.
But I'm sure if you're at the very top of the skill level MMR, then this is not a problem. And that's who would be upset about this. Because to be fair, you have to work to be there. So
sure.
But
you have
at
to
the
work
same time,
anywhere. So
those guys suck.
If you want to be good at a game, you have to work at it. What? No. Come on.
That's weird.
I know, it's so super strange. I don't understand it at all. You have to devote some time to it? I don't know.
13 years?
Right. Something like that. Yes.
These skills can be developed and improved by paying attention to them and practicing them.
Yes. Thank you. Sage words have never been said.
Who said that?
I don't know. Some guy back in the 40s. It sounds
nice.
Like. I can't remember where I stole that from. but there it is, nonetheless. Do we have anything else from any of the other games? Because I just want to. Now I'll get off my soapbox about the MMR stuff. So
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
All right. In that case, we will go on to eSports, and I'm gonna play. Where is it?
I can dig that.
Yeah, that one's a good one. All right. So we have a couple of things to talk about Overwatch, and we have something to talk about Heroes of the Storm. Let's talk about Heroes of the Storm first. Jules, what is going on with HGC?
Well, roster apocalypse time is in full effect. It is happening right now. We're nearing the end of the whole shifting around, players being dropped, traded, released, whatever. We haven't heard from a large number of the NA teams, at least prior to this show recording, and we only know 3 confirmed rosters out of the 8, taking out one of them that we already know is going to be there because they qualified from the Crucible. But there's a bunch of teams that haven't confirmed their rosters yet, and today is the last day, I believe, for them to be doing that. So, we don't know what Gale Force eSports is looking like, and that is a big deal. But biggest news from this past week for me is that Tempo Storm is now what I would call the mega super uber duper team that's going on, because they added 2 incredible players to that roster, Fan and Glaurung. Is
that a technical term? Mega super duper uber team?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I think it's mega super duper uber. I don't know. What did I say?
Double delicious. Double delicious and amazing. Dipped in amazing sauce. I love it.
Totally. So dipped in amazing sauce. And I think I'm a Tempo Storm fan now.
All right. Cool.
Congratulations. And I will say too that if you're a Heroes of the Storm Reddit reader, there is a thread that's been out there that has leaked it was the supposed leaked NA roster, like the entirety of all the teams, what the moves were, what the new rosters are going to be, posted about 9 days before the actual roster moves started happening. It has been correct in every single one of them that have been confirmed so far, which is 3. But cool. And in the order that they were also announced, which is very interesting. So, been watching that really closely. You can go on to the Heroes of the Storm Reddit. It's a pinned post at the top for all of the roster apocalypse news, and then you can look in there. It's called the Leak NA roster.
It's called Nostradamus. Had it right all along. Actually, Nostradamus called all the HGC roster apocalypse stuff.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
He must have been employed by Blizzard too. Oh.
Right. It started a long time ago. All right. Let's see. Thyst, should we talk a little bit of Overwatch League and such?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay. So what is happening with the OWL? Are we just going to call it, are we going to call it OWL at some point, or is it just OWL?
I would love to call it OWL. That's what I call it in my mind when I read it.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to call it here.
Okay.
A few weeks ago now, Dennis Hulk Ella, I think I'm saying that right, Internet Hulk, passed away unexpectedly. He was only 30. I don't think we have any information on what happened.
I haven't seen any.
No, but that shouldn't be the focus of anything. But anyway, he was in the OWL Overwatch League, and he was a pro player and a coach, and he was very beloved by, it seems, basically everybody in the community. And there's so many stories coming out about him. Like, he was always a really cool guy, just in the community and to watch play. But apparently he was just really nice and really positive, and he left a lot of people really, really upset. And I was reading a lot when it happened on Reddit, and just like all of these people in the community and pro players and streamers just coming out with these really adorable and uplifting stories about him. So Blizzard created an in-game tribute to him in the Eichenwald map, and it's kind of like a tic-tac-toe kind of situation, and then there's like a heart, and then a D, and then an H, and then an I. So it's kind of like IH for Internet Hulk, but it's also like DH for his name. So it all just kind of correlates. And they named one of the trophies after him, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be an award for the Overwatch League player who has the most positive impact on the community at the end of the season.
That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
think it's super well deserved, and
Right.
it's such a tragedy to lose somebody in the community in general, but like somebody in the Overwatch League, like right on the cusp, like right when it was just getting started, like he had his whole career ahead of him. It's so freaking tragic, but kudos to Blizzard for, giving that little tribute in the game that'll be there forever, and devoting that award to his memory. So I think that's really cool. Otherwise, a Canadian was banned. A Canadian pro player for the Dallas Fuel was banned.
I was going to say, yay, it's a Canadian player, so you must be really happy about this story talking about a Canadian pro player, right?
Yeah. It was funny because he caught his ban on stream, so you can watch the moment when like he's like playing, he's on stream, he's getting ready to get into a match, and then all of a sudden it takes him out of game and it says like, you've been banned for 72 hours or whatever, and like his face is just like it just drops and he can't understand what's going on. It's really funny.
Nice.
But apparently he got banned for making false reports, and that is when somebody assumedly reports somebody else in the game for something that they shouldn't have reported them for, or reports them for something that they weren't actually doing. And apparently he reported somebody for refusing to get off the same hero the entire competitive match. So and it's funny because like these pro players and these like really popular streamers, they get so tilted when things don't go their way sometimes that they go off the deep end and they become like extremely unprofessional, and they say things that they probably shouldn't. And this guy just went on this huge angry tangent about everything. And he has since issued an apology, and apparently the Dallas Fuel has responded. Management is investigating and quote unquote assisting the player in question and Blizzard in the matter. So it's not exactly resolved yet. Part of me hopes that he didn't actually deserve it, but maybe he did. I don't know. So I guess we'll have to see how this unfolds. But that's an interesting thing to get banned for, and I'm actually glad that you can get banned for doing that, because can you imagine just like being reported for not doing anything? Like what if somebody had a vendetta against you? And since this guy is a pro player, like you have to like kind of make that a priority. Like you kind of have to figure that out, because we can't have people going after these pro players, and just making their lives miserable and trying to get them banned and stuff. So this is interesting, and it's probably good that this is coming up before Overwatch League gets going. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend looking this up and watching the dude's face when he gets banned. It's really funny.
So,
well,
Garrasar in chat actually has a very important question. He says, but did he say sorry? Did he say he was sorry?
He did. He did say he was sorry.
Right.
Yes, he did apologize.
Right. Okay.
Of course.
I'm just making sure that he said he was sorry.
Right. I have to say, I've XQC streams a lot, and I can't watch him stream anymore.
Why not?
Because he is that toxic.
Oh, really?
And that he is the loudest human being I have ever heard on voice comms. He screams. He screams at his teammates. He yells at them. He berates them. And so I had to stop watching him. I had to stop watching anybody who streamed with him, because a lot of times they would duo with him. And so I was just like, when I saw this come through, I was just like, oh, I'm so not surprised that he got banned.
Did you get him banned?
I'm wondering why.
I get him banned. Yeah,
I'm wondering why Blizzard is kind of wondering why people are kind of, upset about voice coming to all the games and having to use voice for all the games when you have somebody that may be berating people left and right and tilting all over the place and in your face and whatever, just for picking Moira, for crying out loud, or Myra.
Myra.
Mulan.
Myra.
whatever.
I know, but dude is loud. Like, he is annoyingly loud. So hard to listen to.
I can kind of feel his pain on that one.
Yeah.
People have said the
Bet
same
you
about
can.
me. It's true. I'll try to calm down a little bit. I will.
No, you won't.
No, I'm not going to. Anything else here, ladies? Anything else esports that you want to talk about or anything like that? I know that
Esports are really fun.
esports are really fun. Thyst works over at Double Tap, and you can go check out her articles over there. So
Yes, you can.
and her quizzes and such.
Oh yeah, my quizzes. Today I made one. Are you more like Farah or Anna? You could find out if you've always wanted to know.
I know I play Farah more than I play Anna, so I don't know.
Yeah, but are you more like mother or more like daughter? What's going on?
Right.
I'd say you're more like a daughter.
Thanks for that.
I don't even know what
Thanks
You're
for that.
welcome. You're welcome.
And with that, we're gonna get the heck out of Dodge. So gonna play the music. We're gonna get out of here. But before we do, why don't you tell everybody where you can find your shows and yourselves and what are you doing for Thanksgiving, everybody? Yes, why don't you kick it off? I guess.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
just throw that over to me. Why
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Thyst.
Right.
I'm from Lagging Balls.
Yep.
We
It's a podcast.
talk. Yeah, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
We talk about stuff on the weekly. You can find that at laggingballs.com. You can find me at Thyst03 on Twitter. And for Thanksgiving, I probably am not going to do anything because I don't recognize American Thanksgiving.
Oh, awesome. And Jules, where can people find you and what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
You already know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
You can find me at Jules RPG on Twitter. You can find my podcast that I host, Tauren Think Tank, at TaurenThinkTank.com. If you want to hear some more HGC analysis, you can listen to me on nerfthis.gg
Right.
for the last 2 episodes. And for Thanksgiving, I'm going to Pat's house.
Yep.
Whoa.
She's gonna hang out with me, my mom's. It's gonna be awesome. And
It's awesome.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. And,
It's jet lag sister.
And my jet lag sister and my wife and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes.
it'll be a good time. Hopefully.
My fam.
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
my second fam.
Exactly. All right, and for me, you can catch me at Pat Crane. I will be celebrating Thanksgiving with Jules.
Yes. And his
and
family.
other people. I didn't want to say the whole thing again.
I know.
Ridiculous. It's
Hey,
ridiculous.
we get it. You have friends. God.
Right. Okay, and so now I'm gonna bail on that, and I'm gonna hit this thing. Now you guys can join in on the conversation anytime. You can email us, converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. Or you can always join the Bazooba Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com, where we have show downloads. Easy for me to say. Yes. Discord info, videos, audios, all that kind of stuff. It's all over at converttoraid.com. And if you get that confused, you can always head over to like iTunes or YouTube, and we're on there as well. And we're doing our stuff all across the internet. It's weird. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. That's going to do it for the show, as we have those guys holding up various things with CTR on them. Actually, yours was Alliance, Jules. It wasn't even CTR.
Mine is Alliance.
But I thought it
like
was.
Alliance.
I thought it was our guild logo for a second. Anyway, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you, Thyst. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Twitch folks out there. And thank you. And have a wonderful holiday weekend if you are in America. If you are not, have a lovely Thursday. And we will see you next time. For all the gang at Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.